Okay. Here you go.
You're gonna be cold.
I am, but then
So for the whole 3 minutes, mainly just dropping the shoulders is the main thing. You can use different kinds of footwork, of course, but mainly it's just about dropping the shoulders. Remember, the whole idea is to try to keep this throughout the whole workout, this dropping the shoulders. So you're going to do it like invisible, like it's not going to look like this every time. It can just look like this. You can do it here too, just drop. You don't have to necessarily do this part, but just feel that each time. You can just drop, drop, drop. I mean, the funny thing is when you drop the shoulders, even when you do it just kind of slow, you'll feel it like in the thighs, because it'll drop into the legs. And dropping sandbags or something. Or anchors. Now, same idea, but with the jab step. So you're bringing the back leg, step, jab, and same thing, dropping the shoulders, and really just focus on kind of like dropping the back leg, kind of like an anchor. So it's back leg, back leg, back push, back leg, front leg, back leg, like that. So jab step, and then next one we're going to work on landing and then doing angles after. But for now, I mean, just jab step. And make sure you keep on dropping the shoulders with it.
Timer.
Remember, the back leg should really be working a lot. You're just constantly dropping everything into it. All right, and then same exact move, but on the other side. Remember, it's all about the leg. Dropping the shoulders and working the left leg in this case. It's left, right, left, left, left. As far as the weight shift. And just grab with the right hand. Put your camera here. There we go. That's the right idea. Now lean back, and you do that sometimes, definitely. But try to do it like in the hip, right here. So instead of leaning back, just sit down a little bit. All right. Right, there you go. You feel that a little bit more in the leg?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Just feel like a spring, you know? All right, so we're going with the first exercise we're doing, back with the right leg. And the idea is same as the last time where you bring the leg and then you can pivot the front. Right here. That's what you're doing. You're going to the back leg, and then pivoting, or the back leg, and then pivoting the front leg. But try to think of it like your waist like a steering wheel. So you're not just turning the foot like this, right? You just turn the steering wheel and you can move the foot a little bit with it to help, right? And the foot goes here or here. And then with that, that's your defense, right? You can do a lot of stuff with defense or a lot of stuff with offense. But think with the waist. The waist. So bring the back leg, bring your power with you, and then turn. Again, bring your back leg, turn. Bring it again, turn. That makes sense? So same move, but just the the idea is just more, like I said, turning the steering wheel. Okay, time. Oh, and first, I suggest don't even punch too much for the first 30 seconds or a minute. Just a lot of legs. Bring your back leg, turn, turn. A lot of leg movement. Make sure you bring your power with you a little bit before you do it, before you pivot. Really bring the back leg, then pivot. And this, of course, goes to the most basic pivot, pretty much, is bring the back leg and either pivoting a little here or a little there. Or either here or this, right? At least in boxing, that's most of the time it's going to be a 1 or a 2 coming at you, right? So just slip and then deal with it. You know, then let your punches roll. Remember, it's like you're turning a ball here. Anything can roll off. And you can step, roll, let it roll again. Okay, same thing, other side. Make sure to start slow, especially on the other side. Bringing the power with you, then pivoting. And remember, using the whole waist like a steering wheel. So it helps you can even think of kind of, like if you're hanging from a string and turning a ball here, it's like you can kind of just adapt to the opponent real easy, right? Just kind of slip a little bit to adapt to them. And then once you have that, just roll, just kind of get out your own way. Just, you barely have to move. You don't even have to move the foot every time, but it's nice if you move it just a little bit. Right? It makes it a lot easier than trying to just do this. Bring your foot and you kind of, right. Not to mention, if they pivot around you, you can do that kind of stuff. But yeah, once again, start with this, just the turning first. All right, bring your back leg, then start punching. Think of that too, like you bring your back leg and there you got to either deal with this or this. So you just keep your back leg and at the last second you can still turn. And then when you get them, you can kind of trap them. Slip this way, come back. If you're going this way, slip back the other way. Or you might do a double slip. All right, let's work the 3-step. So the coming back, work the 3-step, and actually we're gonna just go ahead and work the hook for now. Or you know, better yet, let's just go directly into what we're doing before. So you work the step, right? Bringing this back, but then pivot. So kind of the opposite of what we were just doing. But take your time on this one because it's a little trickier sometimes, at least for me on the legs. So instead of doing this and then pivoting, we're doing this right here and then pivoting off of this way. Right. Make sure you have it a little pigeon toed, usually about 45 here, and then pivot. Just be more careful with the front foot because I don't know, it's a funnier angle. It's kind of a cooler angle in a way, but you just gotta be a little bit more careful as far as going fast or anything like that, especially if you have any knee problems. So make sure to keep everything lined up and to pivot the foot, especially anytime you're gonna go out this way, you gotta pivot that foot out. Or I'm sorry, anytime you go this way, you gotta pivot the foot and all right. So it's like I said, just 3-step and then pivot. Works real good for someone's coming at you. Even if they push you into, they're pushing you back, you can suddenly use that. Like, here. I'm not punching too much at first. At first, just remember you can control them just by touching with the elbows, right? Control. Kind of get behind their elbows. You know what I'm saying? You with your elbows, get kind of behind them. Keep in mind that anytime you do this, it's also the same thing as going that angle. Kind of go like that with the foot, right? So instead of backing up, you're kind of doing this instead, right? So you can just use that angle. That pivot. It doesn't have to be a big pivot either. Just go with what's comfortable to you. It's all about getting real comfortable. You want to be space where you're real comfortable turning there, but you make it where the other person's on the outside of the circle. So they're not on equal terms. If you do this, you make them, right? If you do this, you make them step around you. So you pivot, pivot, pivot. I'll do it this way. But yeah, if you're gonna punch, just punch from here. You don't even have to do this stuff. Just like you wind up here, you wind up here, just the body throwing it. You don't really need this unless you want, you can at the end, but you can just see here. Pivot, pivot. So you want it to be all legs doing all the work in the lower back. Now the same thing, right hand. Make sure to start slow. Other side. Remember, same thing, just like you can go back, back, pivot here. You can also do it this way. Stepping around. You know, instead of just backing up, you can do it this way. All right. Make sense?
Yep.
All right, cool. Remember, start slow and establish your angles, a lot of these. And then throw whatever you want after, once you're comfortable with it. So I think I gotta put those together in a fairly simple way. Although I think the best thing to do is just mix them up, mix up the basics for about a minute, and then kind of go freestyle from there, but try to keep it fairly simple. And I would say just mixing up the basics. Do like just a right-handed stance. You're gonna pivot off the back leg, or bring the leg, pivot off of it, bring the leg, pivot off it, and pick a position. Then you're gonna pivot off the back leg. Front leg, fight off the front leg, pick a position, fight off the front leg. So actually, that sounds simple, but it's actually, there's a lot of ways that could go. Yeah, let me say just back to the back leg, doing that. And then, yeah, you can just, when you pick, you throw off that, but then you can either end up in this position where you stepped over, take another angle, or you end up, same thing, but you end up over on this angle, which case you take an angle here, right? So it breaks down to either this or this, and they can be small steps. They can just be little small steps. This angle, pop, 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 pop. Or let me keep it simple. This angle, or this angle, right? And let's just go with that, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. But even though it's real simple, real simple, just like steering wheel, right? You end up here or here. And it can be a big step, or just a little tiny step where you barely even move your foot. It doesn't really matter. Just whatever you're comfortable with at the time, right? What you're imagining is coming at you. So just that. And we'll either pivot off here, bam, or pivot off here, bam. And then as you go, keep the steering wheel. Don't worry about this. Just keep the steering wheel and the feet, so you can end up doing like, you can just let the hands go. You're not really throwing with the hands anyway, you're throwing with the steering wheel, right? Steering wheel meaning the waist, right? I mean, except for jabs, but everything else. The jab is just wherever you're at. And then everything else is turn. All right, ready? So pivot off the back leg, and then allow yourself to work into the other pivots too. It's fairly simple, but you could use it in an endless amount of ways and angles. But make sure not to get caught up in the shoulders at all. You don't want to turn from here. You want to turn from here. You don't really need to activate the arms at the very last second. See? So you have to kind of keep some energy in your lower back. It's really turning from here. drop my shoulders more. So same thing, other side. So keep in mind, oh, I'm sorry, this side. Pivots. And you can either go start with your basic pivots. So you just go like boom, boom. Or else with the leg. Here. Or if the leg takes you over there. So just from here. Or this side. Or here, whichever. Make sense? But just make sure to keep the stay on that back leg so that back leg's working the whole time when you do the steering wheel here. You're still connected to the back leg. You haven't completely committed. You're here, but that weight's not all the way there. It's real easy to just finish it, but you're not quite there yet. You can still change it to this side if you needed to. Same thing if you're over on this side. You're not committed so much. If you needed to, you can still come back, right? Because you're doing it from here. You brought the back leg a little more for you. All right, ready? Yep. We're gonna keep dropping the shoulders, I have not been working my southpaw enough. I was keeping my southpaw really in shape doing this Friday class.
You didn't practice your southpaw all through the holidays?
You know, I did, but not as much as when, not like 3 minutes on one side, strict for a while. You know, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Let me what time. Forgot.
Maybe one more round. It's 6:27.
Oh, okay. So let's do a cool down round. A cool down round, just doing the same basic thing. You work either side, just the pivots mainly. Now I'd suggest another cool down round after.
Well,
think of instead of speed, think of just timing. You're just timing. So. Forget to use that sometimes when someone's coming in at you. You can just pivot off the front leg. Oh, by the way, have a good Friday, you guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Likewise.
It's gonna be a good year, even though it started out weird.
Yeah, it's already like no less weird than 2020. So.
Yeah, I know. You gotta expect that for a while at least.
I said maybe it's not that 2020 was weird. Maybe it's the 20s are gonna be weird.
Yeah, exactly.
We've all reached the wrong conclusion.
Right. Yeah, like 1919 was really weird, but it got a lot worse, right?
That's good. We're all in our houses learning to fight. It's good.
Say again?
We're all in our houses practicing fighting.
Yeah. Not a bad thing to practice right now.
Yeah, we're prepping to storm the Capitol.
Right.
Those dudes were just punching windows in. I'm ready to punch windows in.
Coming with zip ties, take hostages. This is a joke for legal purposes.
Right. NSA, we're just kidding.
Yeah. Totally a joke. Dark humor.
Yeah.